Morning, day 2 of my audio upgrade project. You will probably never see the footage from day 1, to be honest with you. I had problems doing things one-handed, so to solve that, I got myself one of these guys. So we'll see how this works out. Let's go ahead and switch over to it. Is it working? I think I have unlocked the secret. Sweet, let's go. Before we get started, let's talk about how the Bronco is set up from the factory. So, universal square Bronco. The factory Bronco, 6-speaker. This is a mid-package Badlands. It is not the B&O system. There are 6 speakers. There's 2 in the rear. These are the pod speakers. 2 in the front on the dash, and then 2 more on the kick panel. These kick panels and these dash speakers share the same channel. So the ACM audio control module sitting in front of the vehicle, it has a channel going to the dash speakers, and then it daisy chains to the dash. And then there is a separate channel to the rear. So again, inside of the vehicle, roughly behind this trim panel, up in here, is the ACM, and then the left channel obviously goes down to the kick panel down here. That is shared with the dash speaker up here. It's the same channel, mirrored on the other side. Right channel, right tweeter. It's not actually a tweeter, it's a 4-inch speakers. And then in the rear of the vehicle, there are the 2 pod speakers that you see on either side. The unique thing is these pod speakers in the back here have a low-pass filter applied to them inside of the ACM. So they do not get the full frequency range. That's why on the Bronco forums, you will see people talk about unlocking the full frequency range for these rear pod speakers. If you want to either install a soundbar or a larger speaker, you will obviously want the full frequency range there so you get your lows. If you have a 2023, this is a 2022, but if you have a 2023, you may, if you got lucky, have a subwoofer where this cavity is, and that is fed from its old channel. There's how it works both on the B&O system and the 7-speaker bass system. So there'll be a subwoofer here, and then mounted to the inner fender here will be a amplifier for that subwoofer. So my goal is to improve the sound quality. If you have a Bronco, you will know that the bass audio setup is pretty lackluster. So I'm going to replace all the speakers, and then later on I'll add an amplifier and maybe even a subwoofer. All right, so here's the speakers I got. These right here are 4-inch kickers. KS series, excuse me, model number right there. I'm using these for the dash speakers as well as the 2 pods. The pod speakers are actually already installed. I installed those yesterday, but I'll go ahead and show you how to take out the grills. These guys are easy, pretty easy. For the kick panels, I got these. These are 6 3/4 kickers right here. The factory speakers are actually really good. So if you're looking to save money, these guys are pretty good. I don't think you necessarily need to replace them, but I'll go ahead and show you how to do it in case you do. Alright, these pod speakers are pretty easy. Just need trim tool, and what I found is there's a gap up here along the pillar where I can get my trim tool in, and you can pop the pieces off. There's one clip, there's another clip right here. Once you get these off, there are 2 more clips on the other side. There we go. There you go. So the clips look like. And again, I already installed these yesterday, but the factory speakers are obviously in the same spot. They're held in with just 2 Phillips head screws. you'll find that they're connected with a little harness, and you can just pop these off. So how this works on both sides, the other side is exactly the same, is there's a connector right here. This leads to a wiring harness which goes through the pillar up to the front to the ACM. The other side of this connector is just, it's literally just a jumper. It goes from here through this rubber grommet and pops out right here. So if you wanted to, you could take this jumper out. I'm going to leave it in, and I'll show you a little bit later how I make the harnesses. Afternoon. So I have finished the passenger side of the vehicle. I tried to get as much of it as I could on camera, but honestly, it was a struggle. So here's where we stand. All the trim pieces are pulled out, but I got 4-inch in the dash, and then I got 6 3/4 in the kick panels. So now that I have obtained the legendary knowledge on how to do this, I will show you how to do it on the driver's side of the vehicle. What you'll need trim panel poppers, particularly a thin one. This dash grill really needs a thin one to get in the gaps. You'll need a 7mm wrench, and then you'll need a Torx bit as well for the Bronco bolts. I think these are T30. I don't know what I did with my Torx bit, but I'll find it. So let me get set up and we'll get going. All right, so the trick is to find a way to get in. There we go. This back one, this back left corner is being a pain. Oops, I just broke it. Crap. Yeah, broke it. Why? All right. So I broke it. Don't do what I did. But the rest of the clips came out. I hate plastic clips. So the speaker itself is held on by 2 7mm. 1 and 2. And it should pop right out. Here's the clip, by the way. Managed to fetch that out of there. Let's do this gently. Alright, here we go. Oh, this one has a lot more slack on it than the other side did. So there it is. You're out. That's it. Alright, now for the kick panel. So first you got to pull out these Bronco bolts. Where's zit? Ignore the angle grinder. That was a failed experiment. All right, and if it's like the other side, there should be 2 clips in the back here. Let's try to only break 1 clip today, please. That would be sweet. Yeah. Sweet, not broken. Now, this is different than the passenger side, but do we care? No, I don't think we do. Let's pull this out. There's one. Should be a second one too. Now this is the pain in the butt, if I remember right. It'd be swell if we could do this without breaking these. Holy smokes, captains. There's one. Or maybe I broke it. I don't know, we'll find out in a sec. There we go. I didn't break it. That's a bloody miracle. That clip did not want to come out there though. Oh, you know what? Oh, cut myself. I think this clip was installed wrong at the factory. Alright, we'll have to fix that. Alright, next up, let's get rid of this floor mat. Sweet. Alright, now let's see how I can do this. Good job. One, two, don't break, please. Please don't break. 4, 5. Okay, there we go. Yahtzee! Sweet! Alright, now I think we gotta pop this out. On the passenger side you don't have this obviously, but on this side I think that's gotta come out. Well, let me go take care of my fingers real quick and I'll be back. Alright, got myself bandaged up. Back to it. So, next up, this has definitely got to come off. The problem is how are you supposed to get in there? Is it easier from the top? Maybe. It's definitely Ford way. Alright, here's what we're going to do. Push up with one. There we go. Holy cow. Got it. There we go. Aha! Bingo! What do we got? We got Phillips. Or not Phillips, socket. That's gonna need a deep socket, so let me go get those. Alright, got deep sockets, also got a longer extension in case we need it. I'm guessing it's 7mm. We'll see. What the? Nope, 8mm. Nope, 10mm. Yeah, there we go. Probably can't even see it. Cool. It is loose. The question is, what's still holding it on? And it's out. Alright, so this has got to separate somehow. Oh, is that built into this? That's built into the trim piece. Okay. So it looks like this is built into the side here. It's one piece, which is why it has to come out. Okay, that makes sense. All right, let me reposition real quick. All right, there's no good place for the camera, so you're gonna have to suffer with my hands getting in the way. Now, I think the right way to do this is to pop out this grill speaker first. So, but on the passenger side, I didn't do that. So I'm wondering if I can get away with it this time too. So let me just try to unclip this trim piece. Let me see if I can just get the whole thing to come out. Or if I indeed need to get that to come out, I must have to get that to come out. And I think if we pop this grill out, it's going to give us, you know what? This would be a good time to have an automatic and not a manual. Get out of the way, clutch pedal. Working here. Oh, there's not enough room. Can you come out, please? Man, I can't even see in here. In case you're wondering, the struggle is real right now. Oh, bingo. Ow. I mean, it's in there. Ooh, I got grease. It's grease from somewhere. Oops. Well, oh well, moving on. Wow, dudes. Where's my other one? Ooh, there we go. There's one. There we go. 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 Winning. Cool. There's the speaker. Now this should come out. Oh, nice slack. All right. Okay. So now let's get the speaker itself. All right. So this was a 7mm on the other side, and it's a 7mm on the side too. 2. Cool. 3. Okay, so this should just pop right out. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. There's a wiring harness right here. Press down. And we're out. I can there we go. Okay, good. We're out. There it is. It's a pretty big driver, honestly. Cool. All right, I think that's going to be it for me today. The sun is gone. It's below the horizon at this point. And I'm frustrated. So what I'm going to do tonight is this clip here that I'm pretty sure was installed wrong at the factory. I'm going to try to fix that. And then the clip up here I will I'll fix, show you how I fixed it, and we'll get back to it tomorrow. Morning, another day, back at it. Okay, plan of attack for today. Gotta finish the speaker install before the storm gets here. I did want to show you real quick what I did last night. So I JB welded that clip back on. Won't hold forever, but it should at least snap on. If I ever have to take it off, I'll probably pull back off. And then I also fixed this clip as best as I could. Not really, not good fixes. I wouldn't say they're permanent fixes, but it's plastic, so what can you do? So first, this Bronco is a disaster. I need to clean it up a little bit, and then we'll get started. Okay, go ahead and make these adapters. My bucket. Alright, so what you'll need for this is a base blocker. I'm using these from Hoel Wiring. They are the factory connectors. And then you'll also need some butt splice connectors, which I have these guys. These are the heat shrink ones, which I really like, but you can also use just the normal ones. Like the kicker speakers actually came with some of the normal ones, but I prefer the heat shrink ones. Okay, so what you'll need is pull out your harness. Go ahead and strip the ends off. Take one of these. These are some old ones that I would like to use up. Twist and crimp on speaker cables. White is almost always positive. Black is negative. And then on the spade connectors that connect to the speaker themselves, the wider one is positive, narrow one is negative. Oop. One. Two. And we don't need these, so we'll just chop these guys off. White goes to white, black goes to black. Pretty easy. You can also solder these, or, you know, just traditional splice if you wish. Get it in there. There we go. Cool. Here's one side, let's do the other side. So I've noticed that these connectors, they work, they will plug into the kicker, but they wiggle out pretty easily. So Kicker did provide these guys, which are perfect for what we need. We don't need all of this cable length, so I'll cut it in half here. Then rinse, repeat. Make sure you get the wide one with white. Cool. You should go put on shoes. It's like cold out here. Why? Because it's cold. All right, I'm gonna go heat shrink these real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what it looks like after heat shrink. I think it looks pretty good. We'll obviously test it before we finish it up. Clearly this is a lot of cable. You do not need this much cable. What I'm gonna do, and you'll see that in a second, is I'm just gonna fold this up a little bit and then wrap some of this cloth tape around it. Okay, and for this guy, this is all ready to go. So all I'm going to do, I did test these to make sure they fit. They do. They fit snugly. So all I'm going to do is just wrap this in some cloth tape. Because it does go, well, I'll show you later, but it does go down into the kick panel there, and it has a potential to rub against some sheet metal, so I wanted to protect these cables. That's what this cloth tape will help us do. This is the same stuff. Like if you look at all of Ford's cabling here, it's the same type of tape that they got all over the place. Cool. Ready to go.
Tracing future.
That one works. That one works. Sweet. Okay, so the last order of business before we can mount these speakers is to install our kicker inside of the mount here. What I learned on the passenger side is you can't actually get it mounted in here properly. It doesn't seat flush, and that's because of these inner tabs here. So what I did is I dremeled these off, so let's go do that. Alright, so tabs have been dremeled off. I cleaned up these edges a little bit with a knife. And next thing to do is to mount the speaker. The kicker speakers themselves come with 1¼ inch sheet metal screws. And what I noticed after mounting this yesterday on the other side is the screws are too long and they poked out. So what I did is I went to my local hardware store and I got 1 inch sheet metal screws, and that turned out just fine. What I noticed is these two tabs face down. This tab is in the corner. It mounts in the vehicle like this, basically. So if you want your connectors on the bottom, make sure you mount your connectors down here near one of the wide ends. Nice. And the last thing I did was I got some of this foam padding stuff. This mounts right up against the sheet metal. This ridge here will go right up against the sheet metal. So to protect it a little bit and reduce some of the vibrations, I'm going to go ahead and put some of this foam stripping on it. Okay, so before I jump in there and install these, I'm going to show you where this connector routes. It's kind of hard to see. You definitely will not be able to see once I get in there, so I'll try to get in there beforehand. What I noticed is there is a foam piece right here. This foam piece you can pop out. You can see my finger through there. You can pop your speaker cable right through that foam piece and connect it to the factory unit. The reason why you have to do that is because the connectors for the speakers are on the back. On the factory ones, the connectors are on the outside. They're right there. So that was the solution I came up with. Hopefully that helps. Okay. There we go. All right. All right, kick panels in. Now for these speakers up top. So this is pretty easy. The only thing you might have to do, depending on your speaker, is there's these little locating pins. You might have to chop those locating pins off, depending on your speaker. I don't have to, but you might have to. The other thing you'll have to do potentially is, like I have 4 ears on my speaker. There's only 2 in the Bronco, so you have to break 2 of these off. And that's it. You okay? All right. Oh, let's stay up there. This might be too much cable. I'll admit, this is probably too much cable. Cool. Moment of truth. All right, I'm done for now. Obviously, if this is all you're going to do, you should pop your trim pieces back in. I have more work to do. I got all these boxes over here. Got a kicker 200.4, and I got a 500.1 amplifier down there, wiring harnesses, etc. But it'll have to wait for another day because it's about to rain here, and I need to get all this cleaned up before the rain starts. In case you want to reach out to me, I go by the username Ragnar.Kon on both Bronco 6G and the Bronco Nation. You're more than welcome to send me a DM. I can snap you pictures, whatever you need. So with that, catch you all later. Oh, I almost forgot. Quick review of the speakers. 4-inch, definitely worth it. Definitely replace the 4-inch. The 6 1/4, honestly, the factory ones were pretty solid. So I wouldn't touch them. I didn't notice any single difference. Now, once I get the amplifier in there, that might change things. But for now, like, why spend the money? If you're not going to do an amplifier, why spend the money on it? All right. Thanks. Bye, guys.